Peace and blessings, everybody. Anjanae here, and thank you guys for tuning into my YouTube channel. Per usual, I have a very good yoga sequence planned out for you guys. Little disclaimer and transparent moment. I woke up today with not the best energy, and I think that this flow will help. It's always great to move the energy around in our body. So today's flow will be geared to promote positive mental health, because even your strong friends have weak days. So grab whatever makes you comfortable. We'll meet right back here on the mat, and let's dive right in. Alright guys, so to start today's class, we're just going to start with a couple of cleansing breaths to ground ourselves in this present moment. Today's class is really brought to you by someone who has very hard mental health days, and I would not be a yoga teacher and a very authentic being if I did not share those moments with you guys. So I'm hoping that today's flow is one that will help channel all of the good that you need to remind yourself that you are capable. You deserve to be here, and sometimes it's okay to just have a bad day. So closing down your eyes and your awareness, placing your hands wherever is comfortable. We're just going to take a couple of cleansing breaths to ourselves. I'm going to close down my eyes. Feel free to keep yours open. Making sure that your shoulders are down and away from your ears, and just intuitively taking a couple of inhales and exhales. With each exhale, grounding yourself further and further into this present moment, filling up with air. Inhale and exhale it out. One more time. Inhale and exhale it out. Bringing your hands together into Anjali Mudra, piercing your heart chakra with your thumbs. Closing down your awareness and just taking a moment to breathe. Thanking yourself for being here in this moment, for trying something new and creating the space to have the time to even sit here and listen to this video. As we seal it in, our arms will rise to the side, coming up for an inhale, gathering up all of your blessings, and exhale, bringing your hands into heart center. Inhaling once more as arms rise. And on the exhale, taking that left hand, reaching for that right wrist, and we're just going to lean towards the left. Inhaling back up to center. Shifting your grip, right wrist grabs onto left wrist. Exhale it out. Inhaling back up to center. And on the exhale, we're going to come into a side body twist. So twisting to the left, placing both hands directly on that left side body. Inhale to lengthen. And on the exhale, really twisting, wringing out your organs. Inhaling both arms up, back to center. Exhale, same thing on the opposite side, twisting to the right. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and twist. Coming back to center and resting your hands on top of your knees, we're just going to start with some neck rotations. So just dropping your left ear to your left shoulder. Eyes are still closed down if that feels good to you. And making this a moment of intuition, just beginning to slowly starting to roll that neck forward. Going in a slower or faster pace, whatever calls to you. And once you find your head at the back of your neck, just pausing there for a moment and going in the opposite direction. So bringing right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, and left ear back to left shoulder. Pausing at the back. Inhale And exhale it out. Left ear now goes back to left shoulder. We're going in the opposite direction, counterclockwise. Right ear to right shoulder. And pausing with your head at the back. Inhale. And on the exhale, bringing your head back to a neutral position, moving as slowly as possible. And exhale it out. We're going to now meet in a tabletop position, so coming up into all fours. Wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips, feet are untucked and on the mat. Just taking a moment, rolling those shoulders back and down your spine, creating a small arch in your back and noticing how that feels. Inhale. And exhale it out, rounding your spine, tucking chin to chest, scooping in your glutes, being sure to clench your glutes. Inhaling as we come up. And exhale, winding it down. Crunching in. Returning back to a neutral tabletop, we're going to kind of wag the tail here. So we're going to take a moment, making sure that our hands are firmly planted on our mat, inhaling, rolling those shoulders back and down. And on the exhale, just looking back towards your left glute. Creating kind of a side body crunch here. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, crunching to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, crunching to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale, crunching to the right. Returning back to a neutral tabletop, we're going to take our hands and slowly start to walk it towards the top edge of your mat. And as you walk your hands up, your heart will start to melt down, coming into Anahastasana or puppy dog pose. Grounding your chin or your forehead onto your mat. Leaving that left hand planted on your mat, we're going to inhale, extending this right arm up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, winding it underneath that left armpit, bringing that right shoulder blade towards the mat, coming into a thread the needle. Bending in that left elbow to pick that right arm up. Inhale. And exhale, wind it down. Left arm, inhale, extends up towards the ceiling. Exhale, threading it underneath that right armpit, bringing that left shoulder blade to the mat. Bending in that right elbow to pick up your face. Inhale. And exhale, wind it down. We're going to walk our knees to the outer edge of the mat, bringing your big toes to touch, sending your hips to your heels, coming into a child's pose. Arms extended out in front of you. Melting your forehead or third eye chakra on the mat. Bending in these elbows, we're going to bring our thumbs to each shoulder blade, just stretching out those triceps. Inhale as you pick your head up. And exhale, melting your forehead back onto the mat. Both hands are rested on your left and right shoulder blade. Bending in those elbows once more. We'll inhale as we roll up one vertebrae at a time, returning back to that neutral tabletop. So we're back in our neutral tabletop position. We're going to move into a balancing table here. Placing your pressure into this right hand, we're going to inhale as we extend that right foot to the outer edge of the mat. Finding your pressure in this left knee, fingertips are on the mat, but palms are raised. We're going to inhale, slowly beginning to lift that right leg. My dog goes crazy over there. Your next breath will slowly begin to pick that left arm at the mat. And if you just need to put your left hand directly in your face, that's an option. Or you can extend your left arm completely out. Come, Jupiter, Juice, move. Move out the way, mommy. We're slowly peeling this left arm off the mat, coming into a balancing table here. Jupiter. Having dogs. So this right leg is raised, our left arm is extended. Inhale. And on the exhale, just crunching in. Inhale to extend. Exhale to crunch. One more time. Inhale to extend. And exhale to crunch. Returning that left hand down and that right knee down. Next breath automatically extends that left leg to the outer edge of the mat. Move my water bottle. Finding your comfortability spot. You can have this right foot down where it's flexed or your toes are pointed, whichever option works for you. Next breath slowly peels that left leg off the mat. Find your stability. Inhale. As you slowly pick that right arm out, extending it directly in front of you, coming into balancing table. Inhale here. Exhale, crunch everything in, bringing your knee to nose. Inhale to expand. And exhale to contract. Inhale, expand. Last one, and exhale to contract. Bringing your right hand back to the mat and your left knee back to the mat. Your toes can either be pointed directly down or you can have them flexed to where your heels are towards the back of the room. We're going to sit our hips on our heels, coming into hero's pose or Virasana, stretching the fascia in the back of your feet. Your hands can be rested directly on your thighs, or you can take your right hand, placing it right on your solar plexus chakra. Left hand is going to go right here on your heart chakra. Shoulders are down and away from your ears, and we'll inhale and exhale it out. One more time, inhale and exhale it out. Last one, inhale and exhale it out. Good job. Coming back onto all fours, we're going to cross at the ankles here, sending our glutes back to the mat, extending your legs directly in front of you. Removing the flesh from your sitting bones so that way your sacrum is completely grounded on the mat. Spine is completely straight. We're inhaling as both arms rise. And on the exhale, hinging from the hips, just coming into a forward fold. Allowing yourself to breathe comfortably here. Taking your right hand and reaching for that left ankle, we're going to inhale as we extend this left arm up. Maybe even on the exhale, bending in that left elbow and just reaching behind you, opening up that left shoulder. And winding everything back down. Left hand comes to meet left ankle. Right hand goes to meet right. Inhale. And exhale to fold deeper. Placing your left hand on this right ankle on the outside of it. We're going to inhale, extending this right arm up. And on the exhale, bending in this right elbow, placing it directly on the small of your back, opening up that right shoulder. And winding everything back down, reaching for both feet, inhale. And last one, exhale, folding deeper. Placing your hands on your mat, using your fingertips to guide your body back upright. We're going to scoot to the middle of our mat, bringing our soles of feet together to touch. It's a little bit harder because I'm in sweatpants. I do have on yoga pants. I thought I would have got to this point where I would have changed my clothes, but apparently not. It looks like we're just flowing in sweatpants today and in socks at that. So our blades of our feet are to touch. You don't necessarily have to have the soles of your feet completely closed together. Let me scoot back some to make sure my feet are in the frame. You want the edges of your feet to be glued together. Hands are going to wrap around both toes like a book, and we're just going to start off by opening and closing these knees. Sometimes our hip flexors, they are a little bit tight, and disclaimer, they do hold a lot of our trauma and emotions. So if you're wanting to do a flow that is really great for mental health, a really great way to get into it is just by working through your hip area, releasing some of those trapped emotions. Now that our inner hip area is very well lubricated, stopping the fluttering, we're going to really wrap around these toes. Inhale, shifting your gaze up towards the ceiling or wherever you are. And on the exhale, we're going to start to hinge from those hips again, pulling our chest closer to the ground and starting to slightly bend in those elbows. And as you come down lower, allow your head to be heavy, letting it fall wherever it wants to. Coming into Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. Breathing. Inhale, coming up just a little. And exhale, seeing if you can fold deeper. If while in this pose you notice that your inner hip area is experiencing too much discomfort, if you have blocks or a pillow, it's really great to place them on the outsides of your knees to help catch them so that way you're not pushing too far past your comfortability level. Taking our last breath in this posture. Releasing the grip you had on your feet or ankles, coming up slowly one vertebrae at a time. And as we come up, we're going to firmly plant this right foot onto the mat. This left foot is going to reach for our right glute, so we're just going to slide it underneath that right leg. Left foot is still on the mat. Left hand is going to completely wrap around that right leg. Inhale, placing this right hand behind that right glute, and on your exhale, we're going to twist. Your next breath unwinds everything. And as we come back this way, leaving this left leg down on the mat, we're going to take this right leg, crossing it over our left as we make our way to cow face pose. Now this is a really good constricting pose. So if it creates too much discomfort, just pausing with one leg on the opposite of the other is just as good, and it is a great modifier. If you would like to attempt to get into this full pose, you're just going to take this right foot and see how far you can walk it to the left side of your body. Wherever you can get it is comfortable. If you have it within your range of motion, to reach for that left or this right foot and try to pull it just a little bit closer to this left thigh, you are now in cow face pose. So whatever you need to do to make it a little bit more comfortable on your inner hip area, I suggest doing so. We're grabbing on to both toes here with your peace fingers or just your hands, whichever one works for you. So we're here in cow face pose. We're using our hands to kind of flatten these feet, pulling them to the sides of us. We're going to extend our arms directly in front of us, wrapping your right arm underneath your left. And if you can wrap it all the way, that's great, bringing your hands closer to touch. So we have eagle arms and technically eagle legs, but it's called cow face pose. And on our inhale, we're going to bring our elbows in line with our shoulders. So reach it up, 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 right there. Inhale, shifting your forehead up towards the ceiling or the sky. And on the exhale, we're just going to hunch over, forward folding on the right side of our legs. Taking your last breath here. Slowly lifting your body up. Unwrapping those arms, extending them out to the sides of you, placing them on your mat. Inhale, puff up that chest. And exhale it out. Sinking further down into your body. We're going to slowly begin to unwrap these legs, bringing your left or your right foot firmly onto the mat, planting your left foot firmly onto the mat. And our hands are already beside us, but we're going to walk them closer to our glutes, moving into some windshield wipers here, because we did a lot of intense movements on this inner hip area. So on your next breath, rolling those shoulders down, puffing up your chest, and just dropping your knees to the left and right. Going at whatever speed works for you. Couple more. All right, pausing with our knees back upright. We're gonna leave this left foot firmly planted. This right foot is gonna slide its way just a little bit underneath that left leg. Right hand wraps around completely this right leg, left hand behind the left glute. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and twist. Your next breath brings you back around. We're going to take this left leg, completely wrap it around the right side, coming into cow face here. You know your options. Reaching for both big toes, seeing if you can pull your feet closer towards your thighs. Inhale, puffing up that chest. And exhale it out. Sinking back down into your body. We're going to extend our arms directly in front of us. This time left arm wraps underneath right. Wrapping both arms completely until your hands are closer to touch. As we inhale, flushing our elbows in line with our shoulders, shifting our gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, rounding at the spine, coming into a forward fold on the left side of both of these legs. Your next breath pulls your body back upright. We slowly unwind those arms, placing them out to the side. Inhale, chest puffs up. And on the exhale, rounding everything back down, sinking back into your awareness. We're unwrapping this left leg and right, bringing our hands closer to these glutes and windshield wipers. Just a couple more. Alrighty, placing your feet firmly on the mat, we're going to shift our hips towards the left. So now we're facing the back side of our mat. Extending your legs directly in front of you, we're going to move to a reclined position as we begin to close out our class today. This will be our final pose of Shavasana, which I highly believe that you deserve, especially if you're wanting to promote a good sense of mental health and shift the energy of your day. A great way to do so is by giving yourself uninterrupted time to start over should you choose to do so. So if you are feeling inclined to stay for this Shavasana, we'll go ahead and recline on our mats. Extending your feet to the outer edge, just taking a moment to breathe. Be present in this space. Allowing your shoulder blades to be glued to your mat. Melting everything down, palms are facing upward in a receptive position. Scooping your glutes down to where your lower back is parallel with the mat will fill up with air. Inhale. And exhale it out. Inhale. And exhale it out. Sinking down further into this mat, allowing your mind to wander wherever it may want to, taking a moment to shift your focus inward. What can you do today to add some ease into your mental health? What is something positive you can say to yourself to help shift your mood and your energy? How can you show up for yourself today to cater to your mind and your emotions? However you answered those questions for yourself, sealing it in with an inhale and exhale it out. Taking your last final moments here in this Shavasana. Drawing your knees into your chest and lovingly wrapping your arms around, thanking your body for always carrying you and for giving you the moment and the ability to move whenever you're not feeling your best. And whenever you are ready, coming up to a seated position or staying reclined onto your mat so that we may formally close out today's class. Returning back into how we started, into Sukhasana or half or full lotus, whichever one calls for you. Placing the backs of your hands on tops of your thighs, and we'll close out today's class with one cleansing breath, filling up with air as we inhale together. And exhale it out. Bringing your hands into Anjali Mudra, piercing your heart chakra with your thumbs. Thank you for allowing me to help plug you back into your peace. It is my hope that this will be just what your mental needs for today. I know that I'm feeling a lot better than how I did when I first started this class, so I appreciate you guys for flowing alongside me. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you guys would rather see, a longer class, a shorter class, or just any specific topics that you're wanting me to cover in my flows. Wishing you infinite blessings and peace as you travel into your week, and always reminding you can create your corner of peace wherever you go. Bringing our thumbs up to our third eye chakra, and so it is. Namaste. Until next time, friends, thank you guys for flowing alongside me. Peace.